Would help if I added myself to the stream tonight. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for coming by, hanging out with me on Disney News this week. Of course, we took last week off because we were doing the eating adventures, but there's a lot of big news coming up that got announced for this week, and there's so much to go through. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of it I'm still very confused on because a lot of people are very confused on it. Of course, the big one we are talking about this week is the big announcement of the new Disney Genie Plus system. This system is supposed to be their new wave version to help make your day better, more efficient. I guess it's basically supposed to be, Surrey for, Disney, I guess. Walt in your pocket. I don't know how all that works, but this is supposed to be the new system that's coming up this fall. Now, personally, I think the new system looks really cool. It has a lot of advantages to it, but of course, there's one big area that everybody is focusing on, and that, of course, is the Fast Pass, Lightning Lane, whatever you want to call it, or the end of the Fast Pass system. This, of course, will, basically they are discontinuing Fast Pass out here at Disney World. I think they called it Max Pass out in Disneyland. Those have been discontinued. They're going with the new Lightning Lane out here, as well as in Disneyland. And there are costs to it. But I'm going to give let me go through some of this stuff. I'm going to give my overall opinion on the whole thing. And some of it may surprise you on my overall opinion for it. And, and mind you, some of it's a lot, it's kind of mixed at the same time, too, if you think about it. But, overall, Disney Plus, it's an all-in-one service. Disney Genie Plus, it's an all-in-one service. You're going to go in when you first start it up, when it comes out this fall. You're going to be able to put in, like, rides that you like the most and the type of things you like the most. And, so it's, I think, very beneficial because in a lot of ways, you can, get there and it'll see like what the wait times are. And it's going to see what rides you like the most. And it's going to tell you right off the bat, hey, if you like Big Thunder Mountain, hey, Big Thunder Mountain's got a lower queue line. Now's probably the best time to go get it. And maybe this one over here, stop by there too. That one may be a good one to go to try to maximize your most amount of time within the parks. And in that case, I think that's great. Also, if you're in a situation where, you want dining as well, I think the Disney Plus, can help you with that. Be that you're in an area, maybe you can go, it may recommend that, hey, if you're hungry, go get food now before you go on to Buzz Lightyear, because then it's going to take a little while. Maybe it may go down later on, stuff like that. So I think overall use of the app will be very helpful in the parks and be able to use it. Now, with everybody's big complaint on this is, of course, like I said, Fast Pass, Max at Disney World and Max Pass at Disneyland are no more. There's a lot of people always used to like Disney because, unlike Universal has a paid system. If you want to get into the rides faster, you have to pay. And I think actually Universal is more expensive than this. Not as confusing though, but it's more expensive. And, people still seem to do that. People don't seem to complain because they understand that is. Anytime there's something new, especially when it comes to Disney, it's always, it's an uproar. It's a change, and again, let me get into the details of this before I give my opinion completely. But just hit this up real quick. Barbarian, what's going on, man? I know it's a little bit late today. I was trying to finish up some notes on getting some good news information for you guys. Chet 3 Pops, what's going on? Christina, what's going on? OTT with G, what's going on? Appreciate you guys stopping by. So we also got Funko PDX in the house. I don't think I clicked on his. I'm gonna go back to that. Sorry, I'm trying to do everything all at the same time. What's going on, buddy? You and Ivy's there. Cool. So with this is kind of the Disney Genie. And this is how some of these are going to kind of tie into everything. So you get your personal itineraries. You got, attraction schedules. You've got show times. You're going to have dining availability. You're also going to have standby wait times. So it's going to be able to help you that. These are all the complimentary services that you're going to get with Disney Genie. Disney Genie, you're also going to be able to forecast future wait times. So if you're there, that's why it may tell you, hey, go get food now because it's most likely this line will go down later. That would be a better time to go onto it. You have a virtual assistant. The chat will be available. They're saying it'll only be available in English when it starts, but the virtual assistant will be there, as well as a virtual chat if you have any questions while you are out of the parks. You do have a restaurant wait list, check-in, and reservations. Again, you can do that with Disney, my Disney Experience, and it's also not sure whether they're going to continue using My Disney Experience with this, or if this is an add-on to that. That part I'm still kind of confused on it as well. But of course, you get the mobile ordering and the attractions, virtual queues, stuff like that. So a lot of these are basics that we already get, and some of these are new. Now, let's get into these whole new paid system that you are going to have to do. What's up, Jessica? Appreciate you coming by. What does that say? Are you driving, or are you out on iDrive? Because remember, out here in Florida, we have iDrive, we call it iDrive, but it's actually just international drive. But it's just fast to say iDrive. But appreciate you coming by. Funko PDX, yes, it is an app. I'm just not 100% sure if it is an add-on to the app that we already use within the parks, which is called the My Disney Experience app, or if this is a complimentary app, or if it's an add-on. I'm not quite sure about that yet. I don't think it's been quite. There's a lot of things about this new system that isn't 100% clear, to be honest with you. But as far as the paid systems, now you do have two paid systems that are going on, and again, I've watched a lot on this today, try to get as much experience as I could to try to explain this as best as I can. The new paid system is called the Lightning Lane. Now, you do have a paid system called the Disney Genie Plus that is available for purchase. They're saying it's going to be $15 in Disney World and $20 in Disneyland. Why more expensive in Disneyland? I don't know. Maybe the cost of living. I don't know. But that's what they're doing. Now, what that gets you is that's going to get you multiple experiences within the park. So, mind you, that is $15 per person per day. So, if you have a family of 4 and you all want to go on these rides, that are part of the Disney Genie Plus, you all have to pay the $15. So if you're a family of 4, it's going to cost you $60 to be able to do Disney Genie Plus and all that it has on top of that. So again, that's at Disney World is $15 per person per day. Disneyland is $20 per person per day. These get you Lightning Lane access, which is again just like the Fast Pass. You're going to be able to go into the Lightning Lane, which will get you onto the ride faster. It'll also get you Disney Photo Pass IR lenses. So it's kind of, they're calling it IR lenses. It's basically like filters. Let's think of these things as different filters that are exclusive to Disney that you're going to get, like Mickey hanging on your shoulders. You give yourself, Mickey ears, whatever it is that you guys want to add to it. Disneyland, you get the Disney Photo Pass downloads from the day, as well as there's also different audio experiences. That one I was kind of still confused on. There's not enough information on a lot of this, but that one I'm not sure on. But those are included in the Disney Genie Plus. Now, here's where a lot of people are getting frustrated. Again, if you sit there and pay for the family of 4 and you get Disney Genie Plus and you pay your $60 to be able to use it, that does not include the Lightning Lane for every single ride. It's probably going to get you the Lightning Lane for a majority of the rides. And on top of that, you only get to schedule one Lightning Lane ride at a time. It's not like you have Disney Genie Experience Plus, and that's all you're going to get. It's getting more complicated. Again, so even if you get Genie Plus, you're going to have a majority of the rides that are going to be included in that, but not all. You are going to have, again, also with you can only book one Lightning Lane ride at a time. So if you book one that's much later, say, hours into your day, hopefully the Genie app plus obviously the Disney Genie app is helping you maximize that time and find the best Lightning Lane to use at the time. But you only get to do one at a time. Now, with that said, there are particular rides, like the high-end rides, like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Flight of Passage, in California, Cars, the Cars ride. I don't know if they're going to include Space Mountain with that. There's going to be numerous high-end rides. Rise of Resistance is going to be another one. Number of high-end rides that are not included in the Disney Genie Plus service. This is where I think they kind of, if they just included this as a Disney Genie Plus and made it an all-in-one, I think people wouldn't have been as mad, maybe. I don't know. But there is a separate price you would have to pay, which they call it individual attractions available for purchase. It says as it says. So you get a lot of the rides on Disney Genie Plus, but the high end, the high demand rides, you can get the Lightning Lane on a ride by ride purchase. I think you can have up to 2 of those at a time. So those you could purchase, you could pay for Rise of Resistance, and you could pay for Slinky Dog at the same time. You could have two Lightning Lanes going at the same time with those, and both of those are paid. Again, those are going to be the high end rides like Rise of Resistance, Smuggler's Run, Slinky Dog Dash. That's just at Studios. We're talking Pandora. We're talking Remy's Ratatouille, but we're going to get into that a little bit more later because there's more information along with Remy's Ratatouille coming up soon. But they're still not stopping. What I kind of say is almost like a failed virtual queue system that they've been using at Rise of Resistance. Now, I love Josh D'Amaro. I think he's been a fantastic chairman for the Disney World Company, but he came out with a comment today that or yesterday that I didn't really like, and talking about the Genie Plus service, talking about how they're kind of saying the thing about the cost and stuff like that, and saying that sometimes people come and that's the only say like Rise is the only ride that they want to go on, and in this case now you're gonna be able to pay to be able to go on to that ride and make it so where you're not so disappointed. This is the only time, now I'm going to give you my full opinion on this whole thing, but this is the only time that I kind of like, well, in order for me to feel filled on Disney, I've got to pay for the ride that I want to go into. Otherwise, I would have to get into the virtual queue, or there is no wait line for that one. But other rides like Flight of Passage in Pandora, I'd have to wait in the long ride. It's just the way he said it. It kind of just maybe rubbed people wrong. But let me give you my honest opinion on this whole system. I think the Genie Plus system is going to be fantastic. It's going to help a lot of people. It's going to, and I'm even going to share this up real quick. It is going to bring a lot of people. So this is the actual, if you want to know more information, this is from Disney World Parks itself, explaining more of the Disney service to reimagine guest experience of Walt Disney World, talking more about the Genie and what it is, favorites, flexibility, and then talks a little bit more about the Genie Plus service as well as individual attraction selection. Here's the thing. You have to remember that, first of all, Disney's a business. They're in the business of making money. So I can't fault them for this. Because you also got to look at it as Universal Studios, Hollywood, Florida, wherever it is, has had a paid fast pass type of service for years. And it's expensive. I think it's almost $40 per person for their fast pass service, unless you are staying at a place like Portofino, which is extremely expensive, where you would get that service for free. And maybe Disney takes that type of cue somewhere later on, but they've already had a paid service, and people hadn't really complained about that one. So, or maybe they did when they started, but people are just going to use it, and that's what it's going to become the norm. You also have to think that in our post-pandemic world we're living in, a lot of companies, and Disney is no, just because they're a big company doesn't make it to where they were not affected. They took out billion-dollar loans to be able to keep things up and running, to not have to shut anything down or permanently, and keep things going, that they had to take out very, very large loans that they need to have put back just to get back on track. Maybe that's beneficial to the stockholders. A lot of people are going to complain with me about that, but just like anywhere else, in order to increase profits, unfortunately, you have to go with services like this. There's a lot of things at Disney that is never going to be the same, and if people can't understand and get to the point of change, then if you want to stay in the past and what Disney used to be, then stay in the past and remember what Disney used to be. This is a business. So I'm not against what they are doing. The individual thing, it kind of sucks. It really sucks. If it was just a Disney Genie Plus service, an additional amount, and it covered everything, I think that would be awesome. But to have to pay for that, plus that, but it also could change too, because I don't know what the individual service cost is. But maybe you don't get the Disney Plus service, and maybe you just pay to go into Lightning Lane for just the rides you want. Maybe that helps, because that allows you to get in there, get satisfied, get on the rides you want to get on, and then go about the rest of your day. Go do dining, go do food, go do fireworks, go do whatever it is that you want. There is benefits to this new system. Yes, does it cost money? Everything in life costs money. This is a business, and ultimately, they've had a lot of free things that have been given out through the years, and a lot of benefits to certain things like being a pass holder, staying on property, stuff like that, unfortunately are going away. And a lot of them suck. I think things like Magical Express, I think that's a bad decision to get rid of that, because I think there's a lot of people that decided to go stay and pay the extra money to stay on a Disney property, even in a location like All Stars, because they got a service like that. They didn't have to worry about how am I going to get from the airport to the park, and then how am I going to get from the resort to the airport at the end of my stay, and how am I going to get my bags there. I think they really missed the mark on getting rid of that service. Now, if you saw my live stream 2 weeks ago, again, please go back and check that out. Mears is having an identical service, but there is a cost to it. So keep that in mind, and that will be starting on January 1st. But as far as the app goes, I think the app is going to help a lot of people. I think it is a revolutionary type of app. It's going to, I think, help streamline people. And I'm going to be the first one there in the parks with you guys, live streaming, whether I live stream or whether I video it, to show you how well this app is going to work. I will try Disney Genie Plus to let you know my real opinion when it becomes effective on, is it worth it or not? Are the individual purchases worth it or not? And again, this is all just an announcement. Really, we need to see these things played in real time to see how it's really going to benefit. Yes, is it an extra charge that you're going to have to figure out in your Disney trip? Yes, if this is going to be an option, but maybe you can get by without it. Maybe you can. And is this an extra charge on top of the over $100 you're paying for your ticket? Yes, it is. Do I think it's still ridiculous on the prices they're charging for things like Boo Bash for 3 hours after event? Sure, I do. I think it sucks, but I understand it. I think if we can get to ourselves to a point where, yes, things suck, and to a point that things are changing in maybe a different way than what we were hoping, but we can understand it. Because again, it's a business. They got to make their money just as much as everyone is. And the thing is, if they continue making money, they can, for us, a lot of people don't see is us out here in Florida, they keep a lot of people employed. Before pandemic, I think they had close to 100,000 employees, and that's big for out here in Central Florida. So, to keep people employed is definitely a good thing. And I don't want to know what their operating cost is per day. So, I sure it can't be cheap to operate Magic Kingdom in a day, from electricity bills to everything that it costs to operate a park. So again, you got to remember, and the bottom line is Disney's a business. They're there to make money. And if you guys can grasp that concept that, in the end, that's their solid goal, and they're going to do whatever it does, then that's what they're going to do. Great part, Slush. Fireworks are still included in your park ticket. You do not need Lightning Pass for fireworks. So, hey, at the end of the night, you can see some fireworks. Why not? In fact, remember, they have a brand new fireworks show starting on October 1st. And I'm going to hope to try to be there close to the end of September during some of Happily Ever After's final performances. I will not have that on YouTube, but please, if you do not subscribe to me on, of course, hit that subscribe button down bottom. But please also follow me on Instagram or Facebook, because a lot of times what I do is if I go out there for fireworks show, I will usually live stream fireworks shows to Instagram. For some reason, you don't get caught up with copyright codes on Instagram. I don't know the deal with it. You do on Facebook, not on Instagram. I don't know. But a lot of times I'll live stream them on Instagram. So I'll try to be out there for one of the final shows for Happily Ever After. I personally really like that show. But again, here's my Instagram, Facebook. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and try to keep you guys up to date. I really trying to post there more often, but please hang in there with me. But that's all I have. So before I move on to some more Disney news, do you guys have any questions about any of the Disney Genie, or have any opinions on this new Disney Genie app service that is coming out in the fall? I want to hear your opinions. Let's hear some of this. Funkopedic, it seems like a nice app. I think it will be. I miss the AP passes from Disneyland. Yes, AP Pass is no more. I believe actually they're just starting back up for people to buy annual passes out here in Disney World. That is opening back up, but Disneyland, their annual passes got completely reworked entirely into, I think, a 3-stage type of system. So it's not far off of what the APs used to be, but it's kind of the same type of system. Oh, my wife's in there. Says, after already paying a huge premium to get in the park, I get it. It's not cheap to get in the parks, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if within the next year to 18 months we don't see another price hike for tickets. I'm not surprised in that in any way. I think that will eventually come, and if you don't think that's going to eventually show up, I think you're kind of living in La La Land. But it's just part of it, and there are ways to save money in the park. So please follow me on my vlogs as well as on here, and I will try to keep you guys up to date with as many money saving ways you can do in the parks, because believe it or not, you can save money in the parks. You just got to know how to do it. One pro tip I will give you, if we're talking about saving money in the parks, if you have been to Disney World before, They've always got, of course, we're going to talk about popcorn buckets. And don't forget, popcorn buckets next week. Come back and join me. We are going to be giving away this really awesome Millennium Falcon popcorn bucket and some Disney World trivia next week. So come back and join us for more information on how you can win that popcorn bucket. But they've always got custom popcorn buckets like that. Okay. They've got a fantastic new one out of Magic Kingdom that's either out or supposed to come out. That's their balloon style. I think it's more metallic. I think it looked really awesome. I've seen a picture of it. I think it looks really cool. And I'll probably buy it. But what you also want to do is you eventually want to get one of the basic popcorn buckets that is just round, has, type of artwork on it, stuff like that. Keep those from trip to trip because a lot of times those prints don't change very often. So bring that with you because a refill on popcorn is only $2. $2 refill on popcorn. So therefore you can, it satisfies my kids for quite a while throughout the day, and I can get $2 refills all day with that as long as you got that bucket. So I think it's $2 still, but it's cheap. It's cheap. So that's definitely a pro tip for you guys if you guys go to the parks and go from there. What we got? Christina, I love Disney. Of course, I'm right there with you. My sister and husband work for Disneyland. That's fantastic. So hey, maybe get some free tickets into the parks. Why not? Chris, I need to come back to Disney and have your family be my tour guide. My daughters would probably love to be your tour guide. At this point, I think my kids are Disney pros 100%. So they could fully give you a tour guide of there without a problem. Again, / fireworks. And yes, fireworks are included in price of admission. It says, I never got to go to Disney. We went during the year, during New Year's for 2000, and it was so packed they wouldn't let anyone else in, even if you had tickets. Yes, New Year's, and I'm going to try to get out there New Year's this year. It's kind of hard. We'll see. I don't know. We've done New Year's in the past. There was a little story. Is that one of the first years I think we were out here after we moved out here. Me and my wife had annual passes. Well, we decided to go out there. I think it was the first New Year's we had out here. And we're like, let's go out to Disney. So we parked at Epcot because we're thinking, well, maybe we'll go to Epcot. But my wife had gotten us dining reservations over at Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom. Well, they weren't letting anybody else in unless you had like a dining reservation or something like that. So we parked at Epcot. We took the monorail from Epcot over to Magic Kingdom. And man, that place was shoulder to shoulder. It was so packed. We basically hung out there to have our dinner. We had our dinner and we left and went back to Epcot. Epcot's the place to be in Disney World for New Year's. Now, of course, Magic Kingdom, if you like that big amount of crowd, go to Magic Kingdom, have fun. Epcot's a place to be because a lot of times they have multiple DJs throughout the parks. They even got one of those silent DJs. You got to have headphones on or something like that. It looks really funny to watch people dance when you don't hear any music. But they have DJs going on. They got things up. But there's also spots that they don't have a lot, and you don't have to be incredibly crowded to watch the fireworks. I think one year we watched the fireworks from Japan. There wasn't a lot going on in Japan. We watched them from over there. We weren't crowded. We were just standing there. It was a great view. And what they usually have is they do back then, they would do illuminations. They would still do the whole illumination show beforehand. And then they'd have this completely separate fireworks show for the New Year's, kind of talking about, kind of putting in order from which country started New Year's first and go from there. And the grand finale of that show, I mean, there's so many fireworks. I mean, it lit up the park like it was daytime. I'm not joking by any means. I probably have a video of it somewhere. Maybe I'll eventually put that up. But that was a really good time, and we loved that one. There was one year they did completely go off of the time. They started late, and by the time we actually did the countdown with the fireworks, it was already past midnight. But we counted down anyway, so it didn't matter. What other comments we got before we go into rest of the news? Appreciate you, Christina, hitting up those links and everything. Greatly appreciate it. Again, if you guys did not hit up, I did post up a vlog of Magic Kingdom. Some pro tips in there, as well as for the reservation system. I think I didn't say it till the end, so definitely check out. I'm going to be doing some more vlogging. I got one to post up next week from Disney Springs, and then I'm like I said, I'm probably going to go over to Studios tomorrow to go do a vlog over there. So we're gonna see what we can get to. I don't know if I'm gonna have family with me tomorrow, but I'm gonna go hang out and see what I can get into. Says Fun Pops Company, but they gave us passes for Animal Kingdom and Universal Studios. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Funko PDX, I wish I could go. Again, I'd say everybody needs to try to go to Disney one time in their life. Of course, that popcorn bucket is sweet. It like I said, it's a really cool one. It's probably one of the cooler looking ones, but as a popcorn bucket, it's not very good. You can't fit a whole lot in there. So, and it's really heavy to hang around your neck. So, not very good. And they usually have really good ones at Christmas time, where they have like a Christmas tree that halfway opens up, it lights up, all that fun stuff. I think we've gotten two of those: a white tree and a green tree. Unfortunately, I think they've gotten damaged in the garage. I don't know, but yeah. So again, look forward to this fall Genie, Disney Genie service app or add-on. I'm not completely positive. When I get more information, of course, I will let you guys know. And but yeah, so that's the new service. There are going to be paid services on there, and you could also go without paying for any extra services. Because here's the other thing you guys got to think about, guys, is they have not been running fast passes since they reopened after closing down for the pandemic. There has been, if you go there, you will see some people using a fast pass. I think most of those people are Club 33 members, which you've got to pay. I can't remember the prices for Club 33 is ridiculous, but those were mainly for Club 33 members, and that's it. So there really hasn't been any fast pass service since Disney came back, anyways, and it's been open for over a year. So, I mean, if you got a plan, if you don't want to spend the extra money, just plan your day. Use the service. It'll help you try to maximize your day by going to the rides when it has the least amount of people. If you don't want to pay for the service. So again, you don't have to pay extra for the service. It's just there if you want to. Think of it that way. Just like I've done Universal. I've never really paid for the few times I've gone to Universal Studios. I've never really paid for the service. If I get on the rides, I'm going to get on them through the regular line, or I'm going to wait till they're shorter. Or if they're too long, I'm just not going to go on it. For me out here in Florida, I can feel it's a little bit different because I can probably always go back to the park really easy. But I can see if you got a family that this is probably when you're one time, you're going to get your family out to Disney World and you want to get on all of these rides. Tip you have, and I guarantee it'll come back next summer. Take advantage of that's really like a big thing. Like you come out here for your family and you guys want to you have a big trip. You don't know when you're coming back to Disney World, but you want to get on all these rides. I will say, pay the high price, plan it out, add this as part of your trip on one of those nights, whatnot, whether you're coming out here for Christmas or Halloween, or whether it's hopefully next summer. They were doing it before COVID, and I expect it to come back next summer or maybe even sooner than that. Get in one of these after-hour events, whether it's Boo Bash, whether it's a Christmas one, or like I said, they used to do them before COVID started, and I guarantee they're going to bring it back. But get in these after-hour events. The after-hour events are very limited. You do get snacks along with those, and it's you pretty much walk on to any ride in Magic Kingdom. So they don't do after-hour events right now on other parks. They were doing it at one time for when Toy Story Land opened. They were doing, I think, an extra 2 hours early before the park opened, where you could get on the rides with a lot less people. So look for events like that. Add that as part of your vacation, because that's the best way to maximize how you can get into this stuff without maybe nickel and diming it with things like Lightning Lane. Something to think about. Anyways, rest of this week's Disney news. First of all, starting yesterday, face coverings. Now, if you saw my vlog from Magic Kingdom last week, you'd notice when I rode things like Dumbo, I still had my mask on. Outside ride, you think you could take your mask off if you are vaccinated. But no, their rule was if you are in any queue line, whether it's an open area queue line or you are in a ride, you must have your mask on. Starting the 19th, they are loosening some mask rules where if it is an outdoor ride or outdoor queue line and you are fully vaccinated, you can remove your face coverings. They're optional at that point. So there's a little bit of heads up there with the masks and stuff like that. Matt Hatter, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you coming on by. If you want to know some of the stuff about the Disney Genie service, hit up the replay, man. We went into probably 30 minutes of talking about it. It's a complicated system, but I think it's going to be really good. Jesse Lou says, it seems like what they gave me when I stayed at Disney Resort. What's that? I'm not sure what you're talking, what you're referencing with that one, but we're going to go ahead and move on. Also, if you guys have noticed, I think I said it before when one character they announced this week, during the 50th anniversary, they're going to have these golden statues of 50 different characters to celebrate the 50th anniversary. Ride pass. I don't think Disneyland might have done that. I know that Universal does that if you stay at, I think it's only Portofino. If you stay at Portofino, which is their high expensive resort, if you stay there, you get their Universal's Fast Pass service included with your stay. Now, maybe Disney will adopt something like that in the future, where if you stay at places like Polynesian, Grand Floridian, Contemporary, some of their high-end resorts, maybe they'll include that. I don't know. There's something to that's the thing with Disney, is they're never set in their ways. Things are always changing. Things are always adjusting. And Disney is a data collecting company. So they're going to roll this out. They're going to see what people like. They're going to see what people don't like. They're going to see what works, and we're going to see what doesn't work. And they're going to continue to readjust from that. But as this week, the new golden statue was announced, and it is going to be Jacques and Gus from Cinderella holding up their medallion. So, and the thing is, I've seen some more video footage on these golden statues. These things are rather big. They're actually, from the looks of it, from the small perspective you could get, they're actually rather large statues, and they're all 24 karat gold. So that's the one that was announced this week. There was a couple of malfunctions this week as far as audio Matronics. It was actually a bad week for audio Matronics, if I can say that correctly. Lincoln over at the Hall of Presidents, if you could probably see the images out there on the internet, he was completely hunched over. It's like he started to stand up and he completely lost power and hunched over. He went down, as well as Donald Duck in the Grand Fiesta Tour at Epcot, lost a hand. I think it was only for a day, but he had lost a hand, and which is sad because those Donald robot just came back. He was replaced by a plant for a while. He just came back. Now he's already got more problems. But hey, that's what happens when you got a lot of parts, pieces, and trying to make the magic happen. There was something that did get noticed, and I think when I had heard about it and I went and saw it recently, it is true. There has been a new camera added to the top of Spaceship Earth. Not completely sure what they are doing with that. I'm assuming it has something to do with maybe the 50th anniversary. Maybe it's a new special camera, PhotoPass camera shot, because they do a lot of those really cool different ones throughout the parks, the real special ones. So don't know completely what they're doing with this yet, but there has been a new camera installed on the top of Spaceship Earth, which, if you don't know, Spaceship Earth is a giant icon, which a lot of people call the giant golf ball. But that ride inside of it is Spaceship Earth, so that's what the building's called. Or you like what my kids like to call it, Mickey Ball. But that has a new camera on top. We'll get to see what that camera is for. But on top of it, let's talk about Spaceship Earth. Some new pictures were released this week of the new lighting system that is coming to Spaceship Earth. If you go there, you can see all these little new lights in all the corners. This was part of a small test that was done, and this was released by I believe, an Imagineer that was helping that designed it. They're doing more testing on it over the next month. So if you are staying in the parks, you'll probably get a nice view of this during nighttime. But again, part of the 50th anniversary, and it'll probably stay there well after the 50th anniversary, of course. But I think that's a great ad. I think they've always needed to do something more with Spaceship Earth. As far as lighting goes, the only thing they used to do in the past was after illuminations, they used to put a laser on saying it's sponsored by Siemens. And sometimes on Halloween, on New Year's, they'll put the countdown clock on the Spaceship Earth. But I've always felt that they've missed something with that. And I think this lighting would be perfect because it looked just like it's supposed to be during the day and have this great lighting effect at night. So I can't wait to see more of what that is going to come. And there should be more pictures. He did say they were going to post up more pictures as testing goes on. Talk about Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Of course, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is coming to Epcot and as a grand opening of October 1st, which is the first day of the 50th anniversary. I remind you, the 50th anniversary is for Magic Kingdom, but they're putting 50th anniversary everywhere around the parks. The big thing with this is they're already saying that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is going to have a virtual queue line when it opens up, which means if it's going to have a virtual queue line when Lightning Lane starts up, that means that is going to be one of those additional rides. I guarantee you this ride will not be part of Disney Genie Plus. This will be an additional cost ride that'll happen unless you can get to a virtual queue and go from there. I, for one, should hopefully be getting into one of the previews, but unfortunately, a lot of times previews, they don't let you film on the ride. So hopefully I'll get a chance to check it out and let you know how it is. A few more things to go over. We have over at Ohana. Ohana opened up a few months back over at the Polynesian Resort, but when it opened back up, of course, it had a different menu than people were used to because people love the breakfast menu as well as the dinner menu, and they completely changed it, and there was apparently a big backlash as part of Disney listening to what the original menu at Ohana is officially back. The noodles, everything's back. So if you are a fan of Ohana over at Polynesian and you're coming out for a visit, definitely you're going to get the original experience that was always there. As well as Boma officially opened up tonight. This is the first actual buffet to open back up at out here in Disney World. So Boma over at Animal Kingdom Lodge did officially open back up tonight. I think the prices are pretty good, and if I can try to get in there sometime in the next month, I will, because they have fantastic food, especially those zebra domes are ridiculously good. So if we get into that, definitely camera's coming right along with me. But Obama did officially, or not Obama, Boma, the buffet over at Animal Kingdom Lodge officially opened back up tonight. Again, first buffet to open back up out there. And as well as talk about food, if you've been out here to Disney World since COVID, you have noticed that in places like Art of Animation, Pop Century, and even All Stars, in their normal dining area, usually they used to have where you had multiple different food stations and you take your tray and go to different food stations and get what you want. Well, that got taken away during COVID time because it was only mobile ordering, and even the mobile ordering took out a lot of the items off menu. You were very limited with what you could purchase So it was kind of a bummer. I know I took the family to stay at Easter for Art of Animation, and we're kind of disappointed by it because their old dining area was fantastic. I don't know about Art of Animation or All Stars, but Pop Century has officially gone back to their original setup with a different station. So if the other ones didn't open back up yet, it will soon. And this is going to be where we're going to be. So you're going to have different stations, more food selections. Of course, the dessert selection, the get your own dessert selection should be back. Everything slowly coming all back to normal. So, and then as far as Disney goes, there has been noticeably slower crowds in the past week or two, which can be contributed to kids going back to school. That could be a factor. Plus, there's also saying that many people are canceling their vacations at the moment due to the extremely high COVID-19 cases we are experiencing out here in Orlando. Right, just in Florida, period. So we're extremely very, very high cases, and a lot of people are deciding to wait until those cases drop down before coming back to Disney. Hopefully it'll be for the 50th, but right now, if you are in Florida and you want to come to the parks, or if you don't, you're vaccinated and you feel comfortable, now is a good time to come to the parks. Because from what I heard the other day, and maybe I'll find out tomorrow, the virtual line or the virtual queue line at Rise of Resistance didn't even fill up. First time since that ride opened, you could get virtual queue line spots midday. Easy. Without a problem. In fact, they were even letting people into a queue line without virtual queue line spots. So that'll tell you how low the numbers are. I'm interested to see what it's going to look like tomorrow at Studios. It is a Saturday, so it should be normally higher than it would than during a weekday, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna wait and see. So, but definitely right now is the case. Of course, if you're not vaccinated, or if you just want to stay away from that, you want to just stay away from Florida until things calm down. I completely agree with you. I would probably do the same if I didn't live in this state. The cases are going very, very high. But other than that, that's all I got for Disney news for you guys for this week. I do appreciate you all coming by, hanging out with me, talk about it, because as you guys know, I'm a huge Disney fan, love Disney, and going to be giving you guys a lot. I do plan on going to Halloween Horror Nights, I think next month. So I will be doing a video on that, and maybe I'll even drop in a few live streams on Instagram. So while I'm out there, so if you do not already follow me on Instagram, definitely, here's the information. Follow me on Instagram as well as Facebook, and you'll get notified. And plus, I'll pop up when I'm actually am going out there. So other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I do appreciate you coming by. Do not forget to stop by here same time next week. And then after that, I'm contemplating on maybe moving the Disney news to a different time, because there's a lot of live streams that go on this time of night. And, I want to be able to, of course, bring in the most amount of people. I'm a YouTuber. That's what we want. We want to talk to as many people as possible. But definitely come by, hang out with us. And but we'll if I move the times and dates for the Disney news, I will definitely let you guys know in advance before we do it. But don't forget to come back next week for your chance at this great Millennium Falcon popcorn bucket, free of charge. If you would domestic, we're gonna take care of all the shipping. If you are international, you can win this as well, but we will only cover shipping up to $8. Anything past that, you would have to cover. I will. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate it. If you hit that like button down below, if you're watching this on the rewind, please leave a comment if you have any questions, and maybe if I get some more information, through the time, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that I have gone over, and I'll definitely respond back to you. And then also, again, I've already said it, but don't forget to hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button down below if you have not done so already, as well as those post notification bells, so that way you get notified of all the most recent videos that I do put out. Other than that, that is all I got for you guys today. I do appreciate you coming by. Don't forget to check out that join button again. I think it's right about over here. Check out Donut Life. It is a great way to help support the channel for as little as 99 cents a month. So I appreciate it. You get yourself a donut and add into the chat over there, as well as it also show up on any comment you make. So other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much for coming by, hanging out with me for this week's Disney news. And y'all have a wonderful day. Do what you like, do what you love. And always, guys, unleash your inner nerd. Take it easy. Later.